Hello. So today we're gonna talk about plants and also decorate our terrarium. Tomorrow we're gonna finish with care and with the setup for the experiment. As you learn from this lesson, plants have adapted to different environments, to different ecosystems, to different biomes on Earth. Which biome you think this terrarium will be closest to? Be the most similar to? We're talking like it's closed.
Yeah, it goes to like a moist one.
Moist one, yeah. So we know it's not desert.
Yeah.
It's not desert. Okay. But it's like moist, like ocean.
No.
No. Moist, like rainforest.
Yeah, maybe.
Like tropical.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And it's warm, right? Because it's always closed, and we keep it inside the house, right? That's good. So plants that do well in tropical environments, a lot of moist, and perhaps shade too. And we're gonna talk about this when we set up the experiment, because imagine if we keep it under the sun all the time, closed, right? And with a lot of water, what's gonna happen? Burn. Yeah, that's a good prediction, right? We're gonna see if that's gonna happen or not. So in this case, if we wanted to survive, if we want the plants to thrive here, we want to find plants that do well in moist environments and under the shade. Right? What we're gonna have here, we have some moss. Moss are they really like moist.
Yeah.
We need to keep the environment very moist all the time.
You can find them on the roof.
Yes, on your roof, depending on where your roof is facing to. On the ground.
Or like in hiking places when you go hiking.
Yeah.
And, like near some trees.
Near some tree under, right?
Yeah.
Or on
Yeah.
trees. Yeah, now we're gonna have a different eyes when we go hiking. We can find different ones. And they're not all the same. That's the nice thing about plants too. And we also have here some plants that love shade. Pitonia is one of them. And I'm gonna show you a way like they make roots very easily. And we don't need to transplant them with roots. We can just cut them and put them there. If the environment is moist enough, they will produce roots and survive like that. So this is a fun plant to have in your terrarium. They're very sturdy and they usually thrive in this type of environment. Okay, so let's start, Alini. So what you want to create? Should we have sand on top? So here we have also pebbles for decoration. We do have some colored sand, which is blue. We can pretend it's water. Some animals, miniature animals, to create the environment the miniature environment that we want to create. So yeah, I will just follow your lead because we're gonna have like similar ones. So what you're gonna do? What you want to do?
Maybe we could make a river.
A river?
Yeah, streaming, and like it will be separating one half from the other half.
Yeah, that's nice. So should we start with sand first, and then the river, or pebble? How you wanna create the river?
Sand first, so we don't waste this.
Okay, nice. So yeah, start doing, and then I'll follow you. And for this landscape too, as you can see, if you want to create like layers of sand, color sand, and make some drawings that you can see through the glass, it's time. Now it's the time. Okay. And mine was a little bit moist. I'm gonna use the paintbrush to push the sand. Nice river here. And we could do that later too. Yeah, you can start your river. The river. And use your creativity here. You can have perhaps an island, so you have the water all around like this one. So, and from any view you can see water. Then you have pebbles inside, which shows a little island with plants. What else? You could add the pebbles on top of the water, so it looks like the water is over on top of the pebbles. Or you can create first the layer of pebbles like the river, and then you throw the blue on top. So it's all up to you. And more you make it, more ideas you have from your tour. So I'm gonna try to make like Lily is making. And one tool, this is perhaps a time to show you this. So we can create tools that help us. See, my hand is so small to get through the glass, like to make the fine layer of river that Aline is doing. Perhaps I can use a funnel and a straw to really have the colored sand where I want it to go. See if I can make it. How is it? Is it too much?
It looks great.
So I'm gonna return color sand here. Okay. You don't need to use it all. Just use as much as you think it will look good in your terrarium. And now you can decorate with pebbles, right?
Yeah.
Usually, if you have a big pebble, it's nice to have like it just creates like a vertical depthness to your terrarium. And since this glass is long, like if you have really a long stone, it would be really nice here to have a height to it. You can throw like little pebbles randomly next to a river. So which animal you want to use? I'm gonna have this nice decorated pebbles too. Which animal you want to use?
Cute. It's hard too. Maybe.
Okay, Aline will get a hippo and I'll get the frog then. So perhaps I'm gonna add the frog after I add the moss and the plant. Yeah, we're forgetting to add the plants and the moss.
But I want to put this in the river because hippos like to be in water.
That's good, and frogs too. Yeah, well, we can do the same. So I'm gonna cut Tittonia to add to the terrarium. That's back. And for the plants, so this plant will root out nicely and easily, but I just needed to perhaps touch the soil where it will stay moist most of the time. So I'm opening a little hole and space so I can add a plant touching the soil. If you want to use tweezers, if that helps you, no, it's here. I'm doing this. You can use tweezers. You can use the other side of your paintbrush. You can use chopstick to also place your plant here in the right position. Less you touch plant, manipulate the plant, the better. And also very gently, you just place the plant here. If the plant have roots, I would plant them before adding the sand and the decoration. So then you know the roots are nicely in the soil, and then add water, let it sit, and then you add the decoration on top. For this plant, Fittonia is fine because you're just cutting and sticking to the soil. So for the moss, I just need to make sure that after I put it, I'm gonna moist it very well. Let's see. And I prefer not to the moss not to touch the glass, because the tendency is to go near the glass anyways, right? So I want it to grow nicely up, not touching the glass. So I'm gonna put more towards the center of the glass and add water. And here is, oops, turn this around, please.
Mamãe, esse prato.
Yeah, pode pôr a planta também.
Let's
The
go to
terrarium is ready.
how would the plants stop falling back?
Okay, so if you want to add this one, see, this one has roots. So if you want to put this plant there, you're gonna need to open space in the soil to add your. Okay, so I won't turn. So here is your terrarium. This plant should grow nicely inside the glass, and this glass is ready for the experiment. So a lid here. Oh, I forgot the front. Okay, here you go.
Oh, is it before?
So from today to tomorrow we're going to talk about caring for your terrarium and how to set up the experiment. You can leave your terrarium in a place where it receives like indirect light. So for example, I'm near a window and if the sun didn't go through, it would be indirect. So it received light, but not direct sun. This is the ideal for the enclosed terrarium. But for the experiment, we're going to talk about sun, indirect sun. Okay, so see you tomorrow.